Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube page. Here with our daily NBA recaps. Usually we focus on one or two games from the night before. Today our sole focus will be on the New York Knicks-Houston Rockets game. You might look at the score and say, the Rockets won by 28 points. Why would he be focusing on this game? Just because of the subplot of the whole Jeremy Lin situation, playing his first game versus the Knicks. Jeremy Lin making the decision to opt to what it was right to do, to go via free agency to the Rockets. You could tell the Knicks from the opening whistle were very focused on Lin and making sure he didn't have a big game. There was a little bit of animosity between some of the Knicks and Lin, even last year, and for some of the decisions that he made, obviously leaving the Knicks. They did a pretty good job defending him yesterday. What they didn't do, though, was account for the fact that James Harden and Chandler Parsons combined for 64 points as the Knicks lost in a big way to the Rockets, 131-103. Harden finished with 33 points, Parsons with 31 points, as they completely blew out the visiting Knicks. The quarter that turned this game was the second and third quarters is really where Houston stretched out their lead, and the fourth quarter was a bit of a formality here. Harden continues to impress early in the season, making it those people who maybe thought he wasn't a max player. He's proven them wrong so far. This season, Parsons with a career high in points yesterday. If you watch this game, I know one thing I was impressed with was the play of Omer Asik. This is a guy who I believe he signed a 3-year, $25 million contract before the season started with the Rockets. And he was a contributor on the Bulls, but not a focal point on the Bulls. And I think a lot of people had said that, why are the Rockets giving him all of this money? If you watched the game last night, I know the stats bear it out. He had 14 rebounds, but his energy level is superb. It's a guy really taking advantage of his opportunity here to play more. And you often see this. Bench players on very good teams in very good systems going other places and taking advantage of it when they're able to expand their role. And Asik is definitely doing that. And we were surprised at how much he actually frustrated the Knicks, which we'll get to in a second overall. Before the Rockets, they moved their record to 6-7. And who knows, maybe they'll be able to build on this and build some momentum. One thing we do know is this team might not defend well in spurts, but they have the firepower to be able to put up points when they need to. On the Knicks, they moved to 8-3. They're on the little Texas two-step road swing here. But hey, one thing we were surprised about with the Knicks. Now, Carmelo Anthony did have 37 points. So if you're reading the stats today, you're like, wow, Melo had 37 points. A couple things to keep in mind. One, the Rockets are not a very good defensive team. And two, if you watch the game, Anthony's attitude, again, was rearing its ugly head a little bit. And I know he's been great this season. He's committed more to playing defense. And for Knicks fans, that's where the focus has been so far. But you didn't like what you saw as far as him reacting to referees' bad calls. There was one call where he thought he was fouled. While running down the court, he's still jawing at the referee, and Patrick Patterson slips right behind him for a dunk. Just inexcusable, no matter how bad you think a certain call is. It wasn't good to see. We saw this in Memphis with the Knicks when they lost on the road last week. We see it last night against Houston. Calls don't go their way on the road, and they react very emotionally. And Chandler did the same thing yesterday, throwing an elbow into the jaw almost of Asik when he was frustrated. We'll see if the league comes down on him at all. He didn't get ejected from the game. It was only a flagrant one last night. But overall, a good win for the Rockets. Hopefully, we hope not a cause for concern for the Knicks. We hope just one bad game in an 82-game season, which is bound to happen. But again, the Rockets 131, the Knicks 103. In what was a very quiet game for Jeremy Lin, but a very big game for James Harden and Chandler Parsons.